Look at that muzzle. What's going on, you guys? Kamikazevondoom with another Division video coming right at you. Now, obviously, this is a build video for that Lone Star. Now, this is for, it is advertised right now in global event Onslaught. So, might as well give you guys a build video on it. I do not personally like Lone Star that much. However, it is what it is. I do enjoy it sometimes. Sometimes it is a lot of fun, especially in Resistance. If you do a two-man Resistance, have one person run this build and another person run like a healer build. And this is actually a pretty good build to run. I personally like the gun I'm using, but this is not the best build at all. This is just a Lone Star build I'm throwing at you guys to use for PVE. This is not a PvP build. Do not use this in PvP. This is a PvE build. I would highly recommend it in Resistance and or Underground. Now, before we get into it, if you look at my guy, he is wearing the Lone Star Vanity set. You get that out of the, let's see. You get the Lone Star out of the Mark III Lone Star collection. And then when you collect all the outfits for Mark III, you unlock the Sentinel collection. Now I'm running Lone Star. The patch I'm running is Waste Management. And the mask I am wearing is the Global Event Onslaught Smiler Mask. Now, the abilities I'm running for this build, even though this is a PvE build, like I said, use a healer. And then you can use a booster shot. And you can either do like a pulse or immune bag. I do that when I'm running around and I'm not in the healer's bag. So I use this for like a just in case. And then I'll either use a blue or a yellow. But if I'm running, by myself or with a team that, isn't that great, I'll run a recovery. The talents I use in this build are all team-oriented: triage, strike back, combat medic, and critical save. Now let's get into this build. It is a RPK. It is one of the slower firing large machine guns. However, if you get the Lone Star to proc, it's actually quite a damage doer. Now I am running only one LMG and one shotty. Like I said, this is a PvE build. I'm not trying to impress anybody with it. It's a good build and I like it. There's a lot of skill haste, there's a lot of health, and there's some skill power. This is a great build. Highly recommend it. You guys can use the MG5, Hungry Hog, Big Alejandro, all those. Those are all great guns. Highly recommend you use them. This is just what I use. I just prefer the RPK when doing PvE. It's just fun. But I can show you guys PvP videos or PvP builds with Lone Star with one of my different sets. Alright, so let's get into the meat and the potatoes. So the firearms are at 6,688. Giving me a DPS of 320,792. I am rocking a RPK 74, which has 22% damage to targets out of cover and has a base damage of 22.3k. The talents I am running are Unforgiving, Predatory, and Deadly. I am doing that for the additional damage when I am at low health, and when I kill a target I get the Predatory, which procs more health, and also the crit damage increase. Now this is fully optimized. For the mods I'm running on it is Omega, 18 on the headshot, 3 on the crit chance, and 4 on the crit damage. An extended 125 or 120.5 on the mag size, 3 on the crit chance, and 5.5 on the rate of fire, and a hollow sight, 7.5 on the crit chance, 4 on the crit damage, and 6 on the headshot damage. Now the weapon stats, I'm at 17.5 on the crit chance, 65 on the crit damage, and 124 on the headshot damage. I'm actually going to change that right quick, try to balance that out a little bit more. Now, let's see. Let's go with this one. Yeah, alright. So now we're at 17.5 on the crit chance, 80 on the crit damage, and 112 on the headshot damage. I have stability of 0, accuracy of 0, and reload time of 3.2 seconds. Now, this build does have 16% damage to elites. And like I said, you do have skill haste. This has 33% skill haste, guys. That is awesome. And this is amazing for PVE. You can even use a pulse and just use that over and over and over and over. If you do that, I would recommend you use the tactical scanner. You are doing this in PVE. So I'd run tactical scanner with the booster shot and go from there. Now, as for my secondary, I am running a tactical Super 90. I love this weapon. It's fully optimized. Base damage is 141. That's 141,000 base damage on my Super 90. Talents are Deadly, Unforgiving, and Responsive. And Responsive does give me an additional 10% damage when closer than 10 meters. Obviously, you're using a shotty, you're going to be closer than 10 meters. Now, the mods on the shotty are a small grip with 19 on the crit damage, 5 on the reload speed, and 2.5 on the stability. An extended mag with 121 on the mag size, 3 on the crit chance, and 5.4 on the rate of fire. And a mini reflex sight with 7.5 on the crit chance, 5.5 on the headshot damage, and 4 on the crit damage. Now, the pistol doesn't really matter. It's first wave, X45. You know, it doesn't even matter. Let's just choose like the best one. Let's see. There we go. Alright. So, it doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters is get predatory on it. Even when you down them, you can even down them with your shotty. Just hit them with your pistol or your RPK and get that extra damage. Okay, now like I said, this is a Lone Star build. My Lone Star PVE build. This is 6-piece. So let's get into the set bonuses and then we'll get into each individual gear item. Now, set bonus 2 of Lone Star gives you 100% more ammo capacity. Set bonus 3, 8% on the LMG damage and 8% on the shotgun damage. Set bonus 4, Lone Star talent. When the weapon is holstered, it is instantly reloaded, which is greatly and heavily recommended to use. Set bonus 5 gives you additional 50% ammo capacity and an additional 12% on LMG damage and shotgun damage, giving you 20% total additional damage for both of those. And finally, the amazing set bonus 6, giving you the talent Berserker. Berserker! When a weapon has 50% of its magazine remaining in combat, there is a 75% chance to receive a bonus that activates when the final bullet is fired from the current magazine. Once activated, the magazine is instantly refilled. The weapon damage and rate of fire are both increased by 30%. And the bonus is canceled by reloading, swapping your weapons, or exiting combat. Now, to give you a little test on that, I showed you in the beginning of the video, but let's see if we can do it again. Now it's said with 50% left. There you go, and there's the Berserker. Now the Berserker, I'm at 463 on the DPS and 522 on the toughness. This thing melts, you guys. 289 for the shotgun. Now it's back down to 211. Alright, but there's Berserker. So anyways, let's get into these pieces. Lone Star Vest, not fully optimized, rolled to stamina, stamina mods, major attributes, health, skill haste, and minor attribute, ammo capacity. I would not change a thing on this, just fully optimize it, keep it the way it is, fully optimize it. I'm telling you. Two mods I'm running are both maxed out firearms mods with 3% skill haste. Going to the Lone Star backpack, almost fully optimized, but not quite there. 1333 on the armor, stamina with stamina mod, major attribute health, and ammo capacity. You could do away with other stuff, but with this being PVE, you guys, just use health. It'll be okay. You're not trying to impress anybody, it's just PVE. You're grinding, you're farming. Get over yourself. For the mods, firearms mods, fully maxed out. 267 firearms with 3% skill haste, and 2 performance mods, both maxed out, 6% first aid self-heal. Going to the gloves. Full arms, LMG damage, skill haste, and critical hit damage. Going to the mask. Lone Star mask. Almost fully optimized. Rolled to stamina, stamina mod. Major attribute, I have skill power on here. You guys can do what you want. I just do that because with the skill haste, I wanted a little more skill power, a little more oomph in my booster shot or my, my pulse or anything like that. Minor attribute, disorient resistance. I would get damage to elites, obviously. And for the major attribute, you could do enemy armor damage, but I've got another Lone Star build for that, so stay tuned. Now the mod on this mask is another maxed out firearms mod with 3% skill haste. Going down to the knee pads. Knee pads 1668 on the armor. Rolled firearms with firearms mod. Major attribute is health again. You could change it to whatever you want. Crit damage, enemy armor damage. I'm doing health. This is, again, PvE build. And I'm not trying to impress anybody. I have what I consider the best minor attributes for the knee pads. Bleed, shock, and damage to elites. Because even when you're in PvP and you're in the higher DZs, you're going to need that damage to elites. Now the mods on the knee pad I'm running, again, maxed out firearms mod with 3% skill haste, and a maxed out performance mod, first aid self-heal, 6%. And finally, the holster. Now the holster is a low armor roll of 928, which will be optimized whenever. I mean, I don't really use the Lone Star build, but it is a lot of fun. However, the firearms and the stamina are both min-maxed at 1401 with the major attribute of crit chance at 4%, and the mod again is a maxed out first aid self-heal performance mod with 6%. And there you have it, you guys. That is the Lone Star build. It is a PvE build, and it is a lot of fun. You have a lot of skill haste. If I were to title this, it would be my Lone Star Skill Haste build. But if you guys enjoy these builds, smash that like, comment down below any questions you guys have, any comments, concerns, or worries, and subscribe to the channel for more content. And I will see you guys in the next one. Kamikazevondoom out.